What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Check for this play, Sonic Heroes Part 30. Alright, so this is the wrap-up video where I show off a lot of the other things like the challenge mode, the talk about the tutorial, talk about the two-player modes or the options, and just show that kind of stuff off like I did with Sonic Adventure 2. Alright, so we'll go to the challenge mode. I won't show off the individual challenges like I said I would. That's going to take a little bit too much time, but I will go into detail about each individual team's challenge, secondary challenge. Alright, so the secondary challenge is different based on each team. With Team Sonic, you have to, it's a time trial, so every level, depending on what level it is, you'll have a set amount of time to get to the end of, from the beginning of the stage to the end of the stage. Each stage is different. It's not per zone. It's each stage, and each stage will have its own time depending on where or how fast you can go. You can see some of my times here, and you can kind of get a feel for where the average time will be for each stage. Like for Bingo Highway, I know for sure that it's get under 6 minutes. That's one that's given me a lot of problems before in the past, but. So the biggest thing you need to realize and make sure that you do to try to get the A rank is to just go. Do not worry about it. Only attack the enemies that you need to. Do not worry about any side enemies. If you are in a big group of people, you use the Team Blast. If you are in a big group of people and you don't need to knock all of them out, you knock out the ones that are straight in front of you, or if you can bypass them and that'll be faster, you do that. But do not waste time with the enemies with Team Sonic. The time bonus that you gain from getting there as fast as you can will be better than any bonus that you can ever gain from a group of enemies. Okay, so with Team Dark, however, this is a slower paced mission where you have to destroy a set number of enemies. There is no extra robots, just like with Team Chaotix power plant mission, or Grand Metropolis mission, where you had to destroy the 85 robots. There was 5 extra robots with them, but with Team Dark, there is no extra robots. If you miss one robot, you have to start over and go back through it, kind of like with the flowers with Team Chaotix. The biggest thing that you have to... time plays a big part in this as well, but you can also gain a tremendous amount of score by trying to link as many robots as you can together to destroy as many as you can to try to get the A rank by doing that. Time, destroying, if you are in a big group of enemies, make sure you use the Team Blast as much as you can to stop the clock, but don't do it in areas where you'd have to wait for a door or a walkway to open, like with Grand Metropolis Zone, or in like Hang Castle Zone. With Team Rose, however, it's get a set number of rings. Now, that's a little bit easier than with Team Sonic or Team Dark, but it's still speed-based. With this, more so than Team Sonic, because depending on the level, like with here in Casino Park or Bingo Highway, since you can collect so many rings from the slot machines, they do kind of make it a little bit more difficult with these two levels, or with at least Casino Park, because there are so many slot machines that you have to try a little bit harder. It's more luck-based, and it is more difficult, but it's not too bad. They don't really give you that many. It's mainly 200 as the set amount of rings that they'll give you, because you can see I on average I do collect over 200 most of these levels. Once you get along here later on in the story, it does get a little bit harder to keep the rings, so those areas you have to go a little bit slower, but not too slow. Remember, time is the biggest thing that will help you out with this. With Team Chaotix, however, it will double whatever you need it to. So, like Seaside Hill, we need to collect 10 Hermit Crabs, well, that's 20. 10 Single Chow, well, that's 2 Chow. Here, we had to destroy the 85 robots. I believe that's 90. Instead of doubling it, it's just, they'll give you 10 more robots to collect. So, it's 95. Power Plant, I believe that's 4 turtles instead of 3 or 5. Not 100% sure on that one. I don't think they all double for like some of these smaller ones, but for the with the bingo chips, you have to collect 20. With the rings, you have to collect I believe 400 instead of 200. You have to just do different stuff like that to try to collect it. Speed is also a big key here, just like trying to get the A rank and everything for this team before. Just make sure that you focus solely on the mission. They will be a little bit more widespread. They won't be as hidden with like the bingo chips. Bingo chips weren't really that hidden, but you'll have to go farther into the level. So you also want to make sure that you collect the early ones quick. The first 10 will be in the same spot as they were in the first mission, so you don't. So if you can memorize where those are, you'll have a lot easier, an easier time. But just remember, just like when trying to get the A ranks before, make sure that you practice. You know, it's going to take practice. You're not going to get all of these A ranks first try. You're going to have to practice to learn the right paths to do, especially with Team Sonic. You know, you're not going to go through Bingo Highway in under 5 minutes, you know, on your first try. You're going to have to practice a little bit more. With Team Dark, you know, you're going to have to practice. They are actually an actually easier team because it's not quite as speed-based, and you can gain so much extra score by racking up more kills than just the individual robots. And with Team Rose, you know, it's not that hard as long as you know where to collect the rings at. It'll definitely help you out a lot. So you'll have to practice a few times, but they shouldn't be too hard. So that's all of the that's all the extra challenges. I still might, depending on how long this video ends up. I don't want to make it too long, but if I don't feel it's long enough, then I'll definitely help you out or try to do at least one challenge. Alright, so the tutorial, we already know what that is. That is the super hard mode. This 3 question mark gray bar is the super hard mode that we were talking about. Let's see. Okay, well, Onwo Chow will talk to you about the. Let's see what he says. Alright, so he will tell you about what these different things mean in the tutorial. Like, with, I believe, Team Sonic. And as I've said, you will get the super hard mode. Alright, so you can see extras. They will let you see the CG cutscenes for each team and the opening theme. Each team, and in the last story, we won't worry about those. The audio room, you can listen to the theme songs for the game, the main theme, which is Sonic Heroes, Team Sonics, Team Darks, Rose, Chaotix, the Metal Overlord. This stage, the individual stages. Seaside Seagate is the tutorial map or tutorial thing. So you can see we got all of the levels here: Hiding Castle Zone 1s and 2. Boss, each individual boss, the last boss, and the special stages. The events, which are the cutscene. What happens in the individual cutscenes? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay, so these are the cutscene songs. Okay, yeah, so, and then you have the others, the title screen, the system screen. Not sure what that one is. It should be, okay, it's another system screen. We won't worry about that. Jingles, the, so the life and all of that. And so that's the, extras. It just CG animations and the audio in the game. I'll show you the 2-player in a moment after I show you the options. You can do the audio, stereo, mono, or Dolby Surround Pro Logic 2, where if you have that set up.
What are your speakers compatible to?
Okay, so it just whatever your speakers are compatible to. You can set the rumble feature. I'm surprised I had it off. Or yeah, so I'm surprised I had it off. Language settings. This is the first game to, I believe. No, this isn't the first game. Actually, my bad. I was gonna say this is the first game to have different languages, but you can
select the subtitle language that appears on the screen.
Okay, actually, I believe this was the PS2 port of this game. You can actually change the voices, which was a first in the Sonic series. I'm almost certain.
You can change the TV output.
And you can change the anti-flicker here. I'm not sure the difference. I haven't been able to see it myself.
You can
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. You can now we can change the game data. And if I didn't say this in part 1, you have 99 individual slots that you can use for the on one file, but you have to make sure you have the memory for it. So if you have a pretty big memory card, well, then you can use that. So we'll head on over here to this one, to this save file, because this is where I have most of my two-player. Okay, my two-player things that I want to show off, and I'll go ahead and show that off. Let's see. Let me see where my other controller is. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's the two-player. I have everything set up now. So as you can see, there are 7 different things, different modes you can do. Action race, which is a shorter version of the levels, 3 different levels that you would play during the story mode. Battle, which is short battle arenas that you can do with each 4 teams. There are different themes of the different levels. Special stages are just like the Emerald and bonus stages. The ring race is a boss fight. You have to do the Egg Albatross boss fight. The pinball sections of Casino Park Zone and the indoor section of Grand Metropolis Zone. Trying to click enough rings in the quickest amount of time. Bobsleds, we've done scenes. Quick race is just a shorter version of action race, and expert race is a really short version of the action race, but it's a lot harder. So we will start off with the action race. I will be Team Dark, and player 2 will be Team Sonic. Okay, so they'll run through and talk about what they do when you play single player. That's nothing new. So we'll do Seaside Hill. You have Seaside Hill, Grand Metropolis Zone, or Bingo Highway. Seaside Hill is the quickest, so that's what the one will do. This will be a little bit different than the single player version, because this if you notice that this has a sunset in the back. It's like the sun is setting. Alright, so what we have to do is just go follow along here. You just race each other and try to get to the end as quickly as possible. You can collect power cores from the enemies and from the checkpoints through here. Only the character, or the team that hits it first, is the only one that can gain the power cores for it. So you don't have, so you can't. If you are slow, you know that is one way of not being slow. You can actually fight each other, but there really is no point in it, like unless you're just trying to slow each other down. And then you just you do have to wait, because your team members will get hurt a lot more often, and you do have to slow down for them. So you do want to be careful while running through here. The best way to go about doing this would be to try to use the flight formation in the areas where you can cut the corners at, and anywhere that you can't, would always try to pick your speed character, which in my case is Shadow, in player 2's case is Sonic. And now you can use the Team Blast, which will show off the Chaos Inferno here. It stops the other team, the other player, and the entire level like it normally would, and you can gain a pretty good advantage on them if you are behind them at all. While it's not, I wouldn't suggest going after it, since these are shorter levels. You won't have to worry too much about going through and trying to gain the Team Blast, but it is useful if you are behind at all, because you do get 10 seconds for the Chaos Inferno, and it is pretty useful. So we'll go to the battle mode. I'll pick Team Dark again, and just pick Team Sonic. Sadly, you can't skip this section, I don't think. Yeah, you just have to wait for them to do their thing. And then we have City Top, which is the team, or the rival fight for the single-player Casino Ring, where we fought the Carnival, the Thing, Carnival, where we fought Robotnik the first time. And then Turtle Shell, which we will do, which is because that is the easiest. And this one, each of them are different. Each stage is different, and they give you different. They'll have different amounts of rings, chaos, or power cores. Or you can do, what you can do also is, okay, so for here, think about it in the, just like the single player rival fights. What you want to do is stun the the speed character, and then just use the Dark Tornado to take them out. And then we'll go ahead and skip that. Remember, as you can see, I got a lot more power cores in those balloons that was coming across the field. You can gain, each stage will have something different in them. I'm not going to show off any of these. These are not that fun. You know, we've seen the special stage in the bobsled race. So we won't. I won't worry about those. But you can also choose here. You can choose all of these stages. I'm not going to do that. I'll just do Road Rock. I believe this is still in the Seaside Hill zone. And what we have to do is super speed battle, get to the goal ring. Yeah, so this is just a shorter version of the action race, which isn't nearly as hard as Expert. Okay. There will be a lot more obstacles here, like having to go through these wooden, rocks with, make sure you use your power formation character. And then just hit the B button, remember to punch through here.
It's over in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, so you know, see really quickly. That's why it's quick race. And yeah, this is going a little bit quicker than I thought it was. That's good. So we'll do expert race, which is even faster. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I could show off the special stage in those other ones. Let's see, Frog Forest, Egg. Okay, yeah, that's right. I hate all these levels. Well, I guess we'll do Egg Fleet. So these are the harder levels. I would say instead of Rail Canyon, they should have put Hang Castle zone in there because that's a lot harder. But these may be. Maybe the exact same. Oh, okay. It's an interesting strategy. Now, you know, you can do different things. You can either follow along the path that you're supposed to take, or you can go along the rails, but you do want to be careful if you do choose the rails, because you can die very easily if you do fall, and you will lose any rings, power cores, or chaos blast gauge you may have gained while doing this. Yeah, this should be the exact same as the single player. Now, for those poles, I had forgot to mention, you can with your speed character, remember to use the hit the B button on the poles to use the tornado move. Yeah, just have to jump and hit the B button. And yeah, you know, you can take a lot of these shortcuts with the boost rings with the flight formation, especially if you're playing with an inexperienced player and they don't know how to use a lot of the shortcuts. That will definitely help you out, or even if they may not have chosen that path. Now, if you do hit a checkpoint, if either team hits a checkpoint and you both die, you will go to that same checkpoint, so you do want to be careful, because that will close the race up and make both of the teams quicker. Well, that doesn't help me out. You do want to be careful with the Chaos Inferno, using it with this door, you know. I kind of wasted it outside of just destroying that E2000 series robot. I still wasted it. Let's see, there are two here since there are two teams, but they should be along the same flight paths, except you can see them from a different angle rather than the 2D angle. You see it from behind them, so that does give you a interesting perspective. See, you can jump off onto this battleship if you want to, but you can see it definitely is a lot slower if you do that. And it is good to try to get out ahead and take out a lot of this stuff. You can leave a lot of the cannons to hurt the other player, but sometimes that will hurt you, so you do want to be careful what you leave enemy-wise. And I should be getting to the end here. Let's see. Alright, we'll just go ahead and use this. You're not really wasting it since we're right here at the end. Of course, it would be ideal to have that door close, or that door open while you're using this. But now, while you're waiting, you can get any of the rings that are sitting around. You don't gain any, there is no rank with these, and you don't gain any additional score for collecting a whole bunch of rings, but it does help out with your Team Blast gauge. I would like to do the special stage ring race and bobsled race, but I don't think I'm going to. So yeah, we'll show off the single player stuff. I'll go ahead and go to that now.